the knee.
Valor Magolis, everybody. This is Don Willie back again with another edition of Ice and Fire Opinions. And today I am here to talk to you about actually kind of a 2-for-1. It's very interesting that we get a character or two characters who kind of share the same story, but not being the same person. It's weird. Anyway, yeah, it is this guy over here, Locke, aka Vargo Hoat, or Vargo Hoat, aka Locke. Yeah. This is going to be interesting, to say the least. You know, of course, shout out to everybody in the chat with me tonight. See who we got. We got Ion Throne, of course. We got Lord of the Last Hearth, told him what's going on. We got DJ, my man Ricky Hunt, Hail Hydra, and 007 Shadow Dragon. And this one was actually recommended by, let me see if I can make sure I get this right here. Oh man, wait, why am I not getting name? Oh, and of course my man Lenny, where the hell you been out the past couple of weeks, man? And I'm sorry I'm starting this kind of late. You know, I actually messed up my damn my vape thing, man. Tight right now. Tight, amongst other things, because you know YouTube has been kind of messing with me lately. But hold on. Let me make sure I get the name right here. This is When Debo Breaks Down the Door. So that's who suggested this one. So Vargo Hoat. I don't know, this is alright, so I guess I'll spend a few minutes on Vargo Hoat, then I go to Locke, you know, and kind of talk about where their stories intersect and also where their stories diverge. So Vargo Hoat is the leader of the sellsword company called the Brave Companions. He is from Qohor, you know, and for them they have this whole thing of worshiping a black goat, which is, I think it's kind of passed down from the Giscari Empire, if I'm not mistaken. You know, and but because the you know, him worshiping black goat, and also the banner for the Brave Companions, and just kind of his general nature, he is known as the goat, and that's kind of a weird thing, you know. Like for most of us, when we hear someone being called the goat, we're thinking about the greatest of all time. Damn, man, I almost put the inside of my mouth saying it. That's crazy. But yeah, you know, we're thinking about people like Michael Jordan, Wayne Gretzky, Babe Ruth. You know, when we hear about the GOAT, not somebody who's not someone who's called the GOAT just in terms of being animalistic, because you know, a goat is not really something that somebody wants to really be named after. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to Shana83 and Arlena Livers. I believe it's Livers. It should be Livers. I don't know. I mess up names sometimes, so please forgive me. Don't crucify me, alright? Yeah, but you know, this guy is is a little crazy, and he has a 2-foot-long goatee. And like many in, you know, A Song of Ice and Fire, this is kind of one of his distinguishing marks. You know, but then there's also the fact that he has a crazy super lisp, which means he talks even worse than I do. And he also slobbers. Now, yeah, I don't know if I can do slobbering part. That might be a little much for me, you know, to try to do slobber and all that. A little disgusting. I'm like, yeah, you know what's crazy? Like, how in the world does somebody like that become the leader of a sellsword company? I don't know, maybe he is vicious like a goat, because I don't know if you've ever seen, goats. Sometimes, man, like if you're too close to them, they got those horns. I mean, they go back or whatever, but yeah, man, they'll just headbutt you. You can see videos of like little kids going to try to pet billy goats, and next thing the thing just bang, knocking the kid down. It's like, hey, what are you doing? So, yeah, that might be just a little crazy, but he also rides a Zorse, which is, for the world of Ice and Fire, it's kind of like a zebra that you actually can ride. And it's funny because I know a lot of people have asked over the years, not me, but just in general, like how come human beings don't ride zebras? It's because zebras are not like horses. Zebras, yeah, they look like horses. They're part of the same kind of family or whatever, but they don't have the same kind of power and bone structure of a domesticated horse where you can actually ride it. You try riding a zebra, you might actually wind up killing that zebra trying to ride it. So, for those of you who've ever wondered why we human beings do not ride zebras, because we would kill the zebra trying to ride it. It's just that simple. So we don't want to be cruel to animals just because, at least if you are a decent human being. We know that this world is filled with not so decent human beings, and Vargo Hoat in the world of Ice and Fire is one of them. So he is the guy who is known for cutting off Jaime Lannister's hand, and also for throwing Brienne into the bear pit. And this guy, like he talks about trying to rape Brienne. He tortures Jaime. Not I can't even really say he tortures Jaime after he cuts off his hand, but he definitely kind of trolls him, and just kind of really makes him feel even worse than he possibly could have about right, about his situation. And I mean, like, damn, I don't understand what made him think that it was a good idea to cut off Jaime Lannister's hand. And he's he's told that, like, look, this wasn't a good idea. Tywin Lannister is not just gonna let you live off that. It's not gonna happen. You're not just gonna cut off his favorite son's hand, and it's just gonna be all good. And first, Vargo is kind of like, man, listen, I got nothing to worry about. I'm here, with the Northmen right now. We doing what we gotta do. Jaime Lannister's a captive. We good. Until, he's forced to let Jaime Lannister go. Then that's when he kind of starts to get worried, like, oh, god damn it. What am I gonna do? Like, all right, well, hopefully I'll be gone by the time anybody from Tywin's camp comes around, and he's not gonna be able to do anything to me. But unfortunately for him, not so much, not so much. And we'll talk about what happens with him with the mountain, because the mountain. I mean, it's funny. Like, in this particular story, you have vile people, right? Um, you have vile people, and it's kind of crazy when it's like, You want this bad thing to happen to a vile person, and sometimes it takes an even more vile person to do that thing. And you're sitting there thinking to yourself, like, all right, well, I don't like the mountain, but Vargo Hoat has to pay. And so he kind of conflicted. It's like, I don't want the mountain torturing anybody, but, you know, yeah, it's one of those things, I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, because, and then the funny thing about it is, the brave companion started off with the Lannisters, and his whole move of cutting off Jaime's hand, was to show like, I'm loyal to the Starks, and it's like, why, why would you do that when, you hear about Tywin Lannister's reputation, the Lannisters paying their debts. It would have been a better move for him to say, you know what, I'm gonna go back to Essos. I mean, look, everyone knows the sellswords and sellsword companies break their contracts all the time. So, you know what? It would have been a better move for him to be like, yo, you know what? This war isn't for me. There's too much bad blood. There's too many things that are going on and just personal that that it might wind up, costing me my life. But he's not thinking about that. He's thinking about, okay, I get to be drunk, fight, and display all my brutality. And shout out to Sir LT Giles, Boy Wonder, Shane Land. We got a few other people. I got to make sure that everybody gets their shout out. Drunken Mumble, and also Max Gustafson. Yeah, Max Gustafson. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hopefully I pronounced that right. But you know, like the whole thing with him and Harrenhal, it's just the craziest thing because again, he goes over to Northmen and decides he's gonna hang out with them. He cuts off Jaime Lannister's hand to prove that he's down with the Northmen. Comes back to Harrenhal and he's thinking, okay, cool. Harrenhal is fortified. We got the North, holding us down. And then when Roose Bolton and company are like, all right, we out of here. You guys hold the castle. He's not thinking that anybody from the Lannister forces is going to come back. And boy, was he wrong, because when they do come back, they come back in force. They, take back the castle, and this is after he sent off Jaime, after, Brienne is saved, and when the mountain gets a hold of him. Oh man. When the mountain gets a hold of him, it is absolute torture for him. Uh, he like by this time, because he's had sustained some wounds in battle or whatever, and he's died. What, he's not dying from infection, but he's hurt pretty badly, and the mountain decides that he is going to take him and the prisoners that he has. And chops off pieces of Vargo Hoat and is feeding those pieces Oh god. And I'm not laughing because it's funny. I'm laughing because I'm just trying to, trying to hold back my disgust a little bit. But he's feeding pieces of Vargo Hoat to himself and the other prisoners there and calling it roast goat. And yo, what kind of what kind of oh man, jeez. Like, and this is what I'm saying, man. As bad as Vargo Hoat is, the mountain, wow, like I don't even know what to say about that dude because man, you're cutting off because he, chops him up kind of limb by limb, and I don't want to know what the process was or how they decided they were gonna go about skinning that or doing cooking the meat. I don't want to know. I don't want to know at all. But yeah, roast goat. And you know what? I've never eaten goat in my life before. At least not that I know of. And after reading that part, in the books, like when you finally find out about what the deal is with that, I don't ever want goat. No, I'm good. Shout out to all my people out in the West Indies who love curry goat, but nah, I'm good. And also shout out to Jan Calrissian, Cat, Way Off Topic Radio. Um, man, but you know what? All right, so I'm on Westeros.org and I'm just looking at some quotes from him, and it's funny, like looking at the quotes that are by Vargo Hoat, and this is ridiculous. So you got because he has the super lisp, because he has a swollen tongue, and that's the reason why he speaks so badly. It moves like King Flayer. Yo, how did Georgia come on? King Flayer. You are my captive. Oh my god. Oh my god. What is that? Wait, hold on. What? I'm trying to read this part that they got him talking to Brienne. What? Where's the bag of? Okay, wait, hold on. Something. I guess this is supposed to be worth a bag of sapphires. Oh, okay. All right. So this is the part where, like, right before he cuts off Jamie's hand, and he's telling his other guys not to rape Brienne of Tarth, and he's saying it's supposed to be him saying she's worth a bag of sapphires. I'm trying to translate. It's like thief worth a bag of sapphires. Oh, good lord. Oh, oh, oh god. Uh, oh man, this is absolutely like the craziest shit ever. And shout out to when Debo breaks down the door for joining us. Oh my god. Oh my god. I can't. Yo man. Alright, let's move on to Locke. Yo, just reading that, trying to it's funny because a lot of people make fun of the way Mike Tyson talks, right? And so like him having a kind of a lisp or whatever, speech impediment, whatever you might want to call it. But oh my god, I mean, like, yo man, this dude is is wild. It's straight wild. Like, how did if I ever get to meet George, I have to ask him, like, how did he come up with that, man? All right, so shout out to Brendan Parker. Um, let's move on to Locke. So Locke is a Bolton man, and we first see him after Jamie escapes. We see him in the episode Dark Wings, Dark Words. Now, I kind of criticized Dan and Dave for them not including the Brave Companions, and that might have been actually an unfair criticism because I was reading up for this thing, trying to be prepared, and he apparently when George, I don't know if George was on the set or if he heard about the changes that Dan and Dave were making. Apparently they were gonna have Vargo Hoat, but maybe they did a screen test and it was the thing where it was like it was too much to have dude slobber in and have him with the super crazy lisp. So they took that away, and apparently it was George who said, "All right, nah, he's not Vargo Hoat. Then if he doesn't have those things, then he's not Vargo Hoat." So George, yeah, George was like, "Hey, can you change the guy's name then? Because if it's not gonna be him doing that stuff, then he's not Vargo Hoat." Which okay, very fair. Yeah, it's fair for him to do that. So he shows up and captures Jamie Lannister and also captures Jamie Lannister and Brienne Tarth at the end of Dark Wings, Dark Words after they have their melee, on the bridge or whatever, right? And he's marching Jamie and Brienne back. He's talking all kinds of shit to Jamie, kicking him around and all that. And then, again, they're going to rape Brienne, and because he's kind of pissed off that he doesn't get to rape Brienne, which, if I'm like, if he's supposed to be, uh, if he's supposed to be, I mean, no, not he. If Brienne is supposed to be that damn hideous, if she's supposed to be, like the ugliest woman you've ever seen, why are they? I mean, and rape is not good anyway, but it's like I think it would be doubly bad, and I'm not even sure. Like, forgive me because I'm not, if this is politically incorrect or whatever. But yeah, I think it would be doubly bad to rape a woman that not only you're not attracted to, but that you consider to be the most hideous woman in the world. It's like, but this shows you, the kind of vile human being. Just like, yeah, I'm just doing it just to do it, because for the sake of being the biggest asshole I can possibly be, and just like, okay, I mean, what? Like, yeah, that shit makes no sense, whatsoever. Absolutely no sense why anyone would do that. And shout out to Leslie Powell who just joined us. Um, yeah, but he cuts off Jamie's hand, and I remember watching that because I started the books after season 3, So for me, that was one of those shocking moments that kind of came up in season three. Uh, where you see them kicking Jamie. They have his hand on something. He was like, oh, uh, this is something to help you remember or whatever, and chops off his hand, and I was just like, oh man, man, oh man, you know, and in the books, the way that it happens, because it's a Jamie chapter in which that happens in books, and Jamie is up there like, oh, I'm not, he's just trying to scare me or whatever, and like it describes it like Jamie. I'm trying to remember like what's the description. It's kind of like the sword comes down and Jamie screams, and it was like, oof, okay, um, yeah, that's I don't know, yeah, that's crazy. Um, but they put, you know what, they played like a punk rock rendition of some song from Game of Thrones in there. And I'm trying to remember which song it was. And it was kind of weird though, because, that's one of those things where you would figure that's something real serious that just happened to somebody. And the song they played was just kind of like, yeah, this just totally threw off the mood. But, that's neither here nor there. So anyways, you know, um, oh man. Okay. Yeah, so after this, he returns Jamie to Harrenhal with excuse me, returns Jamie to Harrenhal where Roose Bolton is at, and he was like, oh, yeah, do you he was like, no, he was like, yo, you seem to have lost a hand. And he was like, oh no, here it is right here, and it was like, oh, get that out of here, and tosses off the hand or whatever. Um and the thing about it is we don't really see that much of Locke, in the show. We see a couple of things from him. Again, he cuts off Jamie's hand. He taunts him on the way, like on the way back. They Jamie uh, grabs a sword or whatever, and he's kicking him, and you know, and then what? I think he does make him or gives him horse piss that was inside of a canteen, and I'm just like, like, oh come on, dude, like really? You're like, oh, talk about trying to really just be vile and disgusting. You got a canteen filled with horse piss. So just in case Jamie is saying that he's thirsty, you can make him drink. Oh God, ugh, absolutely disgusting. Makes me also not want, makes me not want to drink apple juice for a while, man. Thinking about that, ugh, just disgusting. Anyways, um, so I'm trying to think what else now. So at some point, after the Red Wedding, I believe, Roose Bolton decides, yeah, it was after the Red Wedding. Roose Bolton decides to send Locke to join the Night's Watch to kill Jon Snow. And at this point, Jon Snow isn't the Lord Commander. Um, and I'm not exactly sure what the point of sending him to kill Jon Snow was, because look, Jon Snow had already been in the Night's Watch. He hadn't, like, people didn't know about him trying to leave to join Robb. So Jon Snow wasn't really a threat in that regard. So I don't know. Maybe it's just Roose Bolton just deciding anybody who might have Stark blood, they need to die just because. But yeah, it's kind of weird. So Locke joins the Night's Watch, and when Jon is sent, or not sent, he volunteers actually to kill the mutineers at Craster's Keep. Uh, excuse me. Yeah, when he volunteers to kill the mutineers at Craster's Keep, and he's like, "Hey, I need some people to go with me, or else this might not go down, correctly." He Locke volunteers, and Jon is like, "Oh well, why did you decide to do it?" Like, "Oh, listen, you need good men. I could fight." Not knowing what the ulterior motive was there. So when he finally gets up there, he discovers Brandon Stark. Now, I do believe that Locke, if Locke wasn't present for Theon telling, I don't know, I think Locke actually was present when Bruce Bolton, he breaks the news about Robb being killed, and also when Theon says that he didn't kill Brandon and Rickon. So it is. I mean, it was kind of a coincidence almost that he wound up at Craster's Keep at the same time when Bran and Jon both were there. He tries to kill Bran, or at least threatens him, and Bran wargs in the Hodor and snaps his neck with his bare hands. It snaps his neck to the point where you actually see his collarbone sticking out through the skin, which is pretty gruesome way from the end. And and I think the only other mention of him may have been like an episode or two later where Roose Bolton was like, "Have we received any word from Locke?" And it was kind of like, "Nah, we got nothing," and that was pretty much the end of his story. So we don't even know what house he's from or anything. The wiki here on Westeros.org is like, oh, he may have been a member of House Locke, but I doubt it, only because like Locke, if that's the house name, you wouldn't name someone Locke, and then also if he has his own house, he shouldn't be wearing the Bolton banner, like the Flame Man on his chest. If anything, like, yeah, maybe he might carry the banner, but he should have his own sigil on his chest or on his person somewhere. But it is what it is with that. You know. But I do think that I think there's a guy in the books whose name Locke as well. Or I could be wrong about that. No, hold on. No, there's no particular one person named Locke. So, it is what it is with that one. So, I do believe it is time to take questions, and let me let the people in the chat know. Oh, and shout out to YouTube for demonetizing a bunch of my videos just because. Push this up on here real quick. Ugh. Yeah, man, crazy. Man, I'm still kind of tight. I think, man, I wonder if I could get a new deck for that. Yeah, but man, oh man, this is it's kind of crazy to think about, like the fact that you have these two characters. I mean, look, I don't know why. Like I understand changing the name of Locke. I don't know why they didn't just give him. I don't know why they didn't just give him the same backstory. And just say, okay, we're gonna call him a different category or a different name. But we'll figure out, maybe a couple more changes to him, like making him a Bolton man or whatever. Yeah, I don't know why they decided to do that. D&D logic. All right, so first question from Ricky Hunt, as always, because for the best. Why did the Brave companions switch from Lannister to Bolton? The Lannisters are far richer than Boltons. Doesn't make sense to me. I mean, you got to think about it. Proximity. At that particular time, it's like, well, the Boltons came, they overran Harrenhal, freed the Northmen who were there. The Lannisters are pretty much done for, and so it's kind of like, all right, well, Harrenhal is a pretty fortified castle, and like if you're hearing about Tywin having to go back to King's Landing, Robb Stark at that point has won all of the battles, and you got a bunch of Robb Stark's bannermen sitting right there. Remember, they didn't flee Harrenhal when they kind of had the chance to. So it's one of those things where, okay, well, shoot, I'm not, it's just not, it wouldn't have been practical, if he had left Harrenhal, or if he had kept up with Tywin originally, then it would have worked out better in his favor because you wouldn't have had to deal with the whole thing of just being surrounded like that. So it was kind of one of those things where it's like, all right, well, if I tell him I'm sticking with Tywin, I'm dead. So it's better for me to switch sides now and take my chances with the guy who at that point was winning the war. Because he wasn't thinking that the Boltons were going to be like, all right, Brave companions, you guys are staying here and holding down Harrenhal. I'm out. And even with that, it's like, okay, well, Harrenhal is a pretty fortified castle. Again, he wasn't expecting the Mountain to come back and do what he did to him. So I don't necessarily blame him, but you know, they're going where they think the best opportunity for that. Because remember, it's not just about the money; it's about, do you get to live to spend the money. So they went with what they thought at the time was the best opportunity to live to spend the money they had. Oh man, it's crazy. Lock of House Lock. We are redundant. Yeah, that would be. Yeah, that would be. I mean, nah, it's funny though because like what you got for those who, I mean, like everyone who's played Super Mario Brothers before, Mario's last name I believe is supposed to be Mario. Yeah, Mario, and Luigi Mario. And I'm just like, yo, chill. But like, yeah, and any Italian out there should be, just shaking their head until it just becomes a perpetual thing like the Flash. It's all blurry. Cause like that, just Mario, like damn, you couldn't. Now mind you, if they would have given him like a different, like if they would have given the Mario Brothers a different name or whatever. Because I mean, shoot, it could have still been the Mario Brothers. Because like remember, they're plumbers. the business could have been started by Mario, and then Luigi joins them later, and they call it the Mario Brothers. Because hey, why do you get why is it called the Mario Brothers? Because I'm the guy who started the business, eh? So but yeah, they I mean, like, there's tons of Italian last names they could have given, but they're just like, no, fucking Mario. So Locke of House Locke. Oh my god. All right, so all right, so from Lord of Last Hearth, do you buy into the Preston theory that the Brave Companions are working for Dora Martell? And you know, it's funny. Every time I do this, you know, someone asks me about some tinfoil, and I keep on forgetting to bring my damn tin. That is worth 2,000 feet worth of tinfoil. If the Brave Companions were working for Dora Martell, remember, the Martells, not only do they have no love for the Lannisters, but they also have no love for the Starks either. So, no, the Brave Companions are not working for Doran Martell. No, no, no. No. No, 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 no. Alright, let's see here. So when Debo breaks down the door, asks, what happened to the fat ass Dothraki who took my man Jamie's hand in the books? Was he the one that killed Beric Dondarrion in the Riverlands? Huh. You know, because I believe that's Zolo the Fat, if I'm not mistaken. Unless Zolo the Fat is from like a totally different franchise. That is an excellent question. Hold on, let's look up the Brave Companions real quick. Brave Companion. Brave Companions. Brave Companions. Alright. Known members. Okay, yeah, so yeah, it was Zolo the Fat. Okay. So let's take a look at Zolo the Fat. What happened to him? These crows. The only information it says Zolo the Fat is still out there. That's all we got. Shout out to John Burko, Big E, Team Mago. Yo, chill. Yo, you wildin'. But yeah, yeah, it doesn't say anything about him being the one that killed. Because I mean, as far as um, as far as like a few of the Brave Companions, you know, you got Shagwell the Fool. Who else? Who else? Who else? Let's go through the list of Brave Companions again. Oh, Rorgan Biter, Timmy and Star Eyes, Shagwell the Fool. No, was Shagwell? Yeah, Shagwell the Fool. Kyburn, Ut, Urswick, Ego, Pig, Toth, Togjoth, Three Toes. Wow, man, the Brave. I don't know why they call them Brave Companions. You know what? These guys are a bunch of disgusting human beings, and they all deserve to die and burn in all seven hells. And if there are any more, they should burn in those too. Let's see here. All right, so Ricky asked, "Who was the worst of the Brave Companions?" Um, man, you know what's funny? I mean, Rogue and Biter, obviously, you know those dudes wearing the black cells. I'm still wondering how the hell they. I guess they wound up joining the Brave Companions when they went to Harrenhal. Man, some real good juice here. Um, man, oh man. Who is the worst of the brave companions? You know what? It's probably Qyburn. Qyburn is listed as one of the brave companions. Probably Qyburn, just because of all the crazy experiments he did on people in King's Landing. So yeah, I think he was probably the worst of the brave companions. Now, if you want to talk about like the people who are fighters, because Qyburn was not a fighter whatsoever. As far as people who were fighters, the worst to me, hmm, Shagwell was pretty bad. Shagwell, oh man, Shagwell was was an asshole. So was Timian. Huh. Mm-mm-mm. I don't know. I mean, like it's hard to say. I mean, I don't know. You know what? As far as the fighters are concerned, either Rogue or Biter, one of those two. Maybe Biter, because oh man, Biter, bit off a chunk of Brienne's cheek or whatever. Like, that scene with him fighting against Brienne in the rain is brutal because like he talks about how he bit off a chunk of Brienne's teeth, and like there's the whole thing of her seeing him uh like chewing the flesh, and I'm like, oh my god, like what the like oh man, like George George, I'm starting to think is a depraved individual. Seriously, man. Uh all right. Oh, so all right. Speaking of Kyburn, from Drunken Mumble, do you think Kyburn being part of the Brave Companions means they are doing a long con with Cersei somehow? No. I'm thinking that Kyburn's whole thing is he just wants to be able to do his experiments. For him, he he doesn't really care about the whole. I'm in this to try to I don't know that he. I don't think he cares about the whole thing of being in it to try to play some kind of long con. I think it's for him. It's really more of he was a maester. He got kicked out for performing experiments on living people, and Cersei is not only allowing him to do it, she's kind of encouraging him to do it now. So, nah, he'd never get to do the stuff that he's doing now with the Brave Companion. So I think for him, it's just all about the pursuit of knowledge for him. So that's where I'm at with it. I could totally be wrong. Mm. Oh, shout out to Marilyn Bentley who just entered. Yeah. All right. So another one from Ricky Hunt here. Is there a vial or hidden character you feel sorry for? Mine is Biter, who was raised by wards to be evil, and um, is there a viral character that I feel sorry for? Man, you know what? Yeah, as crazy as it sounds, the vile character that I feel sorry for is Joffrey Baratheon, and I know people are gonna watch this back and be like, "How could you feel sorry for Joffrey?" I mean, you gotta think. He grew up in a very loveless home. He was a product of incest, and again, in the story, we're pretty much told that especially like with the Targaryens, that because of all the incest, flip of the coin, it could be a good person or you could be an absolute unrepentant savage. Uh, his father, the one who was raising him, didn't really care about him, and his mother basically molded him to be an unfeeling, just the biggest asshole you could possibly be. So he just didn't have any kind of good upbringing whatsoever. So yeah, so he's the one I feel sorry for because he was literally doomed from birth. There wasn't going to be anything good for him, like literally from the day he was born. So, and even before that. So yeah, I feel sorry for Jack. All right, so from Leslie Powell, did Locke choose to cut off Jaime's sword hand to gain favor or screw Bruce? Nah, I think it was the third option, which was like, you know what, I'm pissed off that you have robbed me of the chance to rape a woman, because look, those guys being off the war, they don't get to see their wives. There might not be a brothel nearby. Maybe the peasants have ran away, and for whatever reason, their primary way of having sex was just to rape women. So it's like, okay, well, if Jaime is telling them, look, dude, if you rape her, you're not gonna get that bag of sapphires. The father would pay her weight in sapphires, and if you rape her, there goes your money. It's like, shit, I can't get to have my cake and eat it too. Nope. God damn it, man! I want the money. I also want to rape you, mother. Basically, so that's pretty much what it was. And it was just kind of to show Jaime Lannister, like, all right, well, since I can't rape her, you gotta hold this. Take this knife to the hand since I can't rape her. Which again, I'm glad that this dude snapped his neck. You know, it was it was less than he deserved. He deserved more bad things to happen to him. All right, so another one from Ricky Hunt. Oh, hold on, this thing just jumped on me. So forgive me. I'm trying to find out a question. All right, what was Qyburn doing that he asked Cersei for? Why did he only want girls? Um, Honestly speaking, I have no idea. Hopefully he wasn't raping him. You know, in which case, I mean, like, again, Qyburn is another vile human being. Uh, ooh, unless, and this might sound crazy. What if? I mean, this might sound super modern. What if Qyburn was doing some sort of stem cell research? and he asked for women only to harvest their ovaries because he could get stem cells out of there, and that's how he was able to save the mountain. Like, think about that. Like, imagine if that was the deal that he was doing experiments with saving people before, and somehow doing some rudimentary version of stem cell research, but not calling it stem cell research. Like, that would be crazy if that's what we found out in the next book. Is that Qyburn was harvesting women's ovaries and doing some sort of stem cell gene therapy. Like, imagine how mind blowing that would be to read. So, Ricky, thank you for asking that question. Because if you had not asked that question, I wouldn't have come up with that possible super tinfoil just now. Hmm. All right. And speaking of questions, so another one from Ricky. Who told Mandamore to kill Tyrion at the Blackwater? You know what? After reading or listening to different podcasts, um, after listening to a bunch of different podcasts and a bunch of different people speak on, especially Westeros.org. Not Westeros. I mean history of Westeros and Radio Westeros, especially after listening to those two. I'm gonna say it was Peter Baelish. I mean, look, Peter Baelish, for whatever reason, has been trying to kill Tyrion for a while now. And one of the things that they brought up in, oh man, which podcast was it recently that I was listening to? Wait, I was listening to something about Peter Baelish recently. You know what? No, it was the Dragon Demands. I don't know if you guys know who he is, but he's made some super long videos about why characters in the show, why their plot lines have failed, as opposed to the book. And he was talking about how in the books that Tyrion knows that Littlefinger might try to kill him, but they never explored that whole thing about Mandon Moore in the show. It's kind of like, all right, well, Mandon Moore tries to kill Tyrion, and Tyrion just assumes that it was Cersei. But Mandon Moore was from the Vale, so it's more likely that it was Peter Baelish that tried to have him knocked off, because Peter Baelish has been trying to kill Tyrion for years. So, yeah, I'm gonna go with Peter Baelish on that one. All right. And yes, Marilyn, Joffrey was a cunt. He was, but it wasn't it wasn't all his fault. It wasn't all Joffrey's fault. All right, so let's see here from when Diva breaks down the door. Do you feel as if George keeps too many characters alive? I mean, why the hell are some more minor antagonists still around? I know it's realistic, but man, I need some reward. Um, I think that a lot of them are gonna wind up getting slaughtered in the Winds of Winter. I think that I think that you're gonna have a lot of minor characters who are going to totally get slaughtered during the Winds of Winter. So I think your reward is coming, man. All right, I think your reward is coming. Let's see here. Shout out to Nick's PK. Let's see here. All right, so Ricky Hunt asks, you buy into corn code. That 3 words repeat itself means something. Um, I mean, it could be, could be. Yeah, shout out to the Yankees, going to the ALCS. Um, man, I mean, see, here's the thing though. Like, so with the whole supposed corn code, um, because I know it's like every time you hear corn 3 times in a row, it's like something happens. And I mean, George leaves a bunch of clues throughout the story for stuff, foreshadowing. So, I'd have to go back and check every reference of Raven saying corn, which I mean, like that. I'm pretty sure there are like quite a few of them, so that the check the cross references on that one might be a little crazy. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't doubt that there is some sort of code. I mean, it's just like if you think about it, right? With the Night's Watch, you have their whole thing about what is it? 1 blast for Rangers returning, 2 blasts for Wildlings, 3 blasts are for the White Walkers. So it could very well be that it could very well be that corn being said 3 times is absolutely foreshadowing like some kind of event happening. You know, we'll see. We'll see. I mean, I think that uh yeah, you know what? I'm gonna have to go back and see now. I'm gonna have to go back, do a big reread again, and look for all the times that corn was said 3 times in a row, and if something big happened, like uh, you know, succeeding that. Yeah, we'll have to see. We'll have to see. And Big E is still talking about Team Magor. So I mean, I'm wondering I'm wondering if Big E has been reading the new novella from George R. R. Martin, the Sons of the Dragon. Which, if you guys have not checked out Book of Swords, check out that book. And in the very last novella in there is the Sons of the Dragon, which is the story, the rule of Aenys Targaryen and Maegor Targaryen, and Aenys the First and Maegor the Cruel. And shout out to Victor Ortega. He says Arya is the worst. Her eyes are too far apart. I mean, hey, to each your own. You know. And all right, so we got a question here from Marilyn Bentley. Uh, what do you think Littlefinger's ending is in the books? I think it would be fitting if he went out the moon door. Yeah, look, I think literally either the second or third video I made was me talking about how I think Littlefinger is going to fly out the moon door. Um, Now there's a few things that I'm wondering about all this. Will it ever be revealed that he is actually Sweet Robin's father? Because look, he's Sweet Robin's dad. He is. There's no denying that. I mean, you got Lysa Arryn with red hair and blue eyes. You had John Arryn that had blue hair. I mean, blue hair that had blonde hair and blue eyes. And it said that what's this dude? Harold Harding Harold Harding looked like a younger version of John Aaron. Um, and yet here you have, you know, Robin Aaron, Sweet Robin, Robert Aaron. I keep on calling him Robin, because of the damn books or whatever. But yeah, so Robert Aaron, and let's look at his description here. Let's see here. Because I'm trying to see if there's a description of what color his eyes are. Because I know definitely he has brown hair. Peter Baelish has brown hair. He's a small, sickly kid. Peter Baelish wasn't. I don't know if they said he was sickly when he was smaller, but I know Peter Baelish was kind of short for his age. Let's see here. Yeah, and it doesn't say like what color his eyes are. Let's see. Blah, blah, too strong, blah, blah, too strong, blah. I mean, and it's funny though, because everybody is expecting him to die, and I actually don't expect him to die. I think it's way too obvious. I think it's way too obvious. Oh, and shout out to AU Pack Mule. What's going on, John? I know he probably just got off of work, or maybe still at work. I don't know. But Big E said he just got Book of Swords yesterday. Yeah, Sons of the Dragon. Sons of the Dragon is pretty dope. It's actually an excerpt from Blood and Fire Part One, or Fire and Blood Part One, or Blood and Fire. Fire and Blood Part One. Yeah, so hopefully we get that book next year. I want to hear more about the reign of Aegon the Conqueror himself. But I am going to be doing a review of the Sons of the Dragon, and probably the rest of the stories in that book too. Because look, there are other authors in there. I know George R. R. Martin is the big draw for that book, but make sure to support the other authors as well. And again, I'm pretty sure that I'm gonna like the rest of the book. It's just that, look, I have been anticipating Sons of the Dragon for a while now. I love the world of Ice and Fire, and anytime we get to dive deeper into the whole Targaryen history, I think it's always a good time. All right, so from when Devo breaks down the door, where do you think that witch from the Story of Swords came from? Do you think she is any way related to Maggie the Frog, the one incarcerated with the Brotherhood? Um, oh, the one that interacted. Why didn't you say incarcerated? I'm like, wait, they're not locked up. Oh, you're talking about the Ghost of High Heart. No, I don't think that the Ghost of High Heart is related to Maggie the Frog. Because remember, Maggie the Frog was actually in the Westerlands, not the Riverlands. I mean, it's not that she's not, but Maggie the Frog is talked about as looking totally different. It's speculated that the Ghost of High Heart is um that she's a possible Children of the Forest and human hybrid, which they say the same thing kind of about the Kranich men a little bit. I mean, it's very possible that that's her deal. Obviously she sees things. She sees Arya is becoming a heartless assassin. Um, and I forgot what was the other things that Ghost of High Heart sees, but who was it that died? There was somebody that died that she foresaw and was like, "Look, I told you they were gonna die." Oh, she talks about Balin Greyjoy getting pushed off the rope bridge by a faceless man. So obviously she has some prophetic powers, you know. And I mean, I don't know what we're going to see her again though. I think that what we saw from her, was the stuff we're gonna see. Um, and I think the only thing that's left is for Arya to become the super cold assassin who just goes around killing everybody and has no feelings. But at least as long as she doesn't start trying to as long as she doesn't start trying to do like she did in the damn show, talking about she wants to kill Sansa and take her face. All right, so for Ricky Hunt, where is Stone Snake? He was part of Night's Watch. Missing beyond the wall. The wildlings say he went over a mountain, so they couldn't capture him. He hasn't been seen since. Any thoughts? So I'm guessing that he was one of the ones that went with John, right? Uh, yeah, I think he's one of the ones that went with John and Corn Halfhand. Um, Honestly speaking, shoot, man, if you hadn't brought up that question, I probably wouldn't even thought of that dude ever again. Look, man, he's probably dead. Unless he was able to make it back to Eastwatch or Castle Black, he's dead. Because I mean, like we haven't heard about him ever since then. So yeah, it's most likely the dude is dead if he didn't go to Hardhome or something like. No, but then it's like no, you wouldn't go to Hardhome because while in the encampment, you're not gonna take that chance. Nah, Stone Snake dead. It's over with for him. Let's see here. All right, so for Marilyn Bentley, I can't. Let's see. I guess I can't get anyone to comment on this. Thoughts on Lady Dustin? I found her talk to Reek of the Dance of Dragons. Interesting about gray rats. Who do they serve? Truly ask you, are they rats? Yeah, of course they are rats. Because at the end of the day, you have the Maesters who are trying to keep knowledge out of most people's hands. I mean, you got to think about it. Like, and here's the crazy thing, right? Because we're not given a definitive answer as to where the Maesters came from. Obviously they started in Old Town, but it's like, how did they get formed? How did this order get formed? And how is it that every castle, if you are a lord, you have a maester? Period, point blank. How is that? Like, I'm still trying to figure that one out. Just like, oh yeah, yeah, this is my maester. It's like, wait, you're a northerner, you don't pray to the seven or whatever. The Maesters didn't come around until the, time of the Andals. Why do you guys have Maesters? How is it that only the Maesters are the ones who get to know whatever it is that they know? Like, yeah, man, there's something real fishy about that. I don't trust any organization that says that we are the ones who get to tell you what you're allowed to learn. I just don't trust that. So yeah, man, that's crazy. So yes, the Maesters definitely are rats. Let's see, from Biggie, yes, George is going to be involved in one of the spinoffs. He's writing with Brian Cogman. Uh, who, I mean, people say for better or for worse, and I look at it like this with the whole thing with Brian Cogman, especially, uh, people give him a lot more grief than I think he deserves. Like a lot of stuff, because I think a lot of people don't realize, like, the man is beholden to Dan and Dave to a certain extent while he's working on the main Game of Thrones series, because before this he didn't have a job as a writer, uh, and he's helped them to develop the show as much as he possibly can. And who knows how much stuff he gets voted down on. So you get a lot of times when people try to throw Brian Cogman under the bus, and I'm just like, you might want to be easy on him. You know, he may not have as much say so as people think he does. And if George is writing or developing a series with him personally, I think that that might lend some credence that maybe Brian Cogman knows a little better how to handle this than people give him credit for. All right, so from AU Pack Mule, do you think George R. R. Martin will release both books after the TV series? Um, I would hope not. I mean, like, man, like, it's been a very, very long time since we've gotten, a full novel from him. And I mean, I can't really complain only because I started the books way later than a lot of people. So I can't really, but even still, it's just one of those things where it's like, damn, man, this it's 2017 going on 2018. It's been almost 8 years. I mean, no, sorry, almost 7 years since the last book dropped. Um, you know, um, I don't know. There are people who are saying he doesn't want to finish the books. Some people are saying that he can't, just because of the way that the story is structured. Yeah. I was listening to one video a couple of days ago, and he was saying like that he's not going to be able to finish the books because of the way that he set up the whole thing of every payoff is kind of a tragedy or whatever, and you can't really effectively finish the story if everything has to set up the next tragedy. Um, and with George talking about the ending is going to be bittersweet, it's like, yeah, sounds like he's setting up for a final tragedy. Um, so yeah, I honestly, I don't know, man, but yeah, it seems like both of it. I mean, but here's the thing: so we're not getting the next season of Game of Thrones until 2019. If he's anywhere near close, this is the perfect time for him to drop the Winds of Winter. Perfect time. Like, people will have enough time to kind of get the bad taste of season 7 out of their mouth. They can gear up for season 8. They can gear up for the next for the spinoff. And it's something that something that'll keep a lot of YouTube channels alive for a very long time. Okay, I'm gonna say it like this: for the people who are only covering the show and not the books at all, depending on what the spinoff is gonna be, you might have a lot of channels that are gonna wind up just being done for if they don't jump into the books. You got a lot of people who just like, okay, I have no idea what to do now. Which, hey, it is what it is. But yeah, he needs to at least the Winds of Winter before 2019. At least I hope so, man. If A Dream in Spring doesn't come out until after the show ends, fine. But at least drop the Winds of Winter, hopefully by next year. Let's see here. All right, from Cat, do you think the Citadel or the Maesters will have any part in what's left of the show? Nah, nah. They're, yeah, honestly speaking, I bet. I mean, like, it's almost one of those things where it's like I don't know what the Citadel was even there for, other than to have Sam just look around. Like the Winterfell Library and the no, not even the Winterfell Library. The Castle Black Library has a ton of ancient books, and you would figure the Watchers on the Wall, the guys who are supposed to be defending against the White Walkers, should have a book on how to defeat the White Walkers somewhere. Like if anyone should have a book about the Long Night and how to defeat the White Walkers, it should be the guys whose job it is to defeat the White Walkers. You know, that's like you like going to a police station and finding out that they have absolutely no copies of any law book. It's like you guys are supposed to be the upholders of the law, yeah, but you can only find a law book at the library. Like, wait, what? Like, but you guys are the law enforcement. Yeah, yeah, but we don't actually keep any things about law enforcement here. Like, why wouldn't you? Like, I mean, if you want to know like how to capture criminals or what's the proper law to use to charge them, like, shouldn't you have something about that here? No. No, we send a guy to the library for that. Okay, yeah, sure. Why? Oh man. All right, so could Mel have Davos's finger bones? Davos lost them on the Blackwater. However, when Mel is talking about how bones are useful in glamour, she mentioned finger bones being good for glamour. Um, I doubt it. I mean, look, unless she glamored herself and was at the Blackwater disguised as a guy and snatched off Davos's finger bones before he the before his ship got blown up, I doubt that she has his finger bone. But we'll see what happens. Okay, let's see here from Wendy will breaks down the door, and I know I'm probably behind, so ease up on the question just for a second. I'm trying to get to all of them, and I can tell like this thing is probably backed up. It was like, do you believe in the Nymeria Arya theory? She will sail west like the warrior her wolf was named after, and that Arya's story will remain ambitious. Um, yeah, I mean, why not? I mean, listen, somebody needs to sail west of Westeros, and I'm hoping that I'm hoping that whatever I'm hoping that whatever the next thing, because George says that he wants to keep writing in this universe, in this world, on this planet. So I would hope that whatever the next story is something, or at least if not the next story, that some story is across the Sunset Sea, and that we get the legend, if not the actual character, because I think once the A Song of Ice and Fire series is done, we're going to be done with these characters in terms of seeing them in their point of view. Uh, but at least if we get the legend of a certain character or an Easter egg alluding to a certain character, I think that would be dope. And I really want to see something set across the Sunset Sea. Um, just I mean, to try to tie everything together. Because I'll be honest with you, like one of the most frustrating parts about this whole waiting is the fact that is the whole thing about the globe. What kind of scale the globe is on when it comes to uh planetos, as many people call it. Because if you think about it, right, we don't know how far the lands have always, like, we don't know exactly how big the entirety of Westeros is. Now, I've heard recently that Westeros is supposed to be about the size of of geez, of
Bend the
South America.
knee.
That the whole thing is supposed to be about the size of South America. So we still don't know how far the lands of always winter extend north. Sartorios, we don't know how far south that goes. Essos, we don't know how far east that goes. What is it? Othos. I think Othos, we might see the whole thing on the map. You know, so there's just so much that we don't know in terms um of how big this whole map is, and that's one of the most frustrating things. Is kind of like how big the actual world is. So if nothing else, I'm like, yo, man. Sometimes I'm like, look, man, I don't even give a fuck if you finish the damn story. Can we just get a fucking map of the world of the entirety of the world? But that's just me. I'm into kind of nerdy stuff like that a little bit. So, um, yeah. So, um, let's see. All right. So next up from Ricky Hunt, why was Maester Cressen allowed to follow Stannis to Dragonstone? They always serve the castle. They aren't sent to. Yeah, they always serve the castle they are sent to. So he shouldn't have been allowed to leave Storm's End. Um, yeah, I mean, and that's the thing, I'm not sure. I'm not sure how much George had set up as far as the structure of some of these organizations was, because also Maester Lewin wasn't originally a Winterfell Maester. Maester Lewin came with Catelyn from Riverrun. So I don't know if there are certain circumstances where Maesters uh, do travel with the Lord or the Lady of the Castle. Um, maybe there's some sort of process where it's like, hey, well, you know what? Because maybe there might be some sort of medical conditions where it's like, well, I'm traveling with this person because there's a special medical condition that this particular person has, and that only I really know how to treat properly or something. So I'm not exactly sure with that one, like why it is that they're able, like you get some maesters who were able to move castles like that. But that is a very interesting question, which I'm pretty sure we will never find out the answer to, because I'm just sure George is probably gonna be like, oh, because I just wanted him there. All right, so for Marilyn Bentley, do you think Stannis will ever make it to Winterfell in the books? Doesn't look good for him by that frozen lake, and that's running out of fish. Yeah, I think that Stannis will make it to Winterfell in the books. And the crazy thing, you know, the crazy thing with the whole Stannis thing is that crazy thing with the Stannis thing is that, like, I think that this is going to play into the whole returning of Azor Ahai and a return to Jon, because I think it's going to be a thing where, because we have that note that was written to the Night's Watch. Sorry. Yeah, because we have the pink letter. And because Melisandre has been seeing these whole visions of Jon Snow, but she believes that Stannis was Azor Ahai or whatever. This is going to play into how we get Jon back. So Stannis, somehow maybe tricks Ramsay Bolton into thinking he's dead. He goes inside, he kills Ramsay, takes a residence there for a little while, and then he goes back to Castle Black, or he waits there, and then Jon, once he comes back, goes to Winterfell, but only after Melisandre has convinced Selyse that, look, Stannis is dead. Look, we got the note here saying that Stannis is dead, but we can bring him back. We got to burn Shireen. They burn Shireen, and instead of Stannis coming back, it's Jon who comes back. They go to Winterfell. Stannis is there, and he's like, hey, Jon, great you're here, or whatever. They're like, yeah, where's my daughter? I'm like, oh, your daughter's dead. Melisandre burned her because she thought you died, and it's like, what? Kill you, kill my daughter. Starts going all Homer Simpson on Melisandre, you know. So that's what I see happening with that one. Okay, let's see here. There was no Citadel, only Citadel. Wow. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, so AU, yeah, Westeros supposed to be as big as South America. Um, that's the thing. So since we don't know, look, because it's one thing to say that the Westeros is as big as South America, right? But we're only seeing the part of the land's always winter that they show us down to Dorne. So we still have to find out how far north the north goes. We don't know the full extent of the north, and that'll give us, a more complete thing. Because remember, also, like one of the big things from this season, was the whole thing, episode 6, with Gendry being able to run back to the wall, send a raven, and Daenerys to be able to get north of the wall, all within less than 24 hours. Now, here's the thing: if the north extends way further than we actually think it does, then that actually makes the distance between just north of the wall, or wherever these guys were supposed to be at, and Dragonstone shorter, which could mean that is plausible for Daenerys to get there in a few hours on Dragonback, because that, again, if the continent is way bigger in terms of like the north, and these guys were only like a few hours march north of the wall, when they actually came across the White Walkers, then then yeah, it actually helps the case for the show a little bit. But if the lands, if North doesn't extend too much further, than what we see off the map, then yeah, they totally screwed that up. So who knows? Maybe there might be saving grace. Okay, so question from Ricky Hunt: was Maynard Plum actually glamored Blood Raven in the Mystery Night? I don't believe so because yeah, Maynard Plum, who huh, hmm. I don't know because all right. So here's the thing, right? So like I'm looking at the description. It's like he's tall and thin with straight blonde hair and stooped shoulders. Because you had whatchamacallit, Blackfire, shit, come on, during the second Blackfire rebellion. What's the dude's name? Was it Damon the Second? Yeah, it was Damon the Second Blackfire. Hmm, that is an interesting thing, and I don't know. You know what? I gotta read the Mystery Night again. I have the Night of the Seven Kingdoms, and I really need to reread that thing. I mean, because it. Yeah, I'm gonna have to reread that. Ricky, remind me about that in the next week. But let me make a note about that to. It's funny because I have the graphic novel, The Mystery Night, as well. Um, which I haven't read yet. I haven't even cracked that one open. I have it. I've had it for a couple of weeks, and I haven't even cracked it open. So you know what? I'm gonna see if there's any clues. And I mean, but see, here's the thing: the graphic novel might not even give you the right amount of clues. Because sometimes things get translated differently. So that would be interesting. Have a good night, Cat. All right. Let's see here. Yes, Ricky, they did release a Lands of Ice and Fire map book, but the thing about it is, I mean, they were posters. They were, just large posters in the world of Ice and Fire. But the thing about it is, uh, Westeros is still like, yeah, it's not a complete thing. Like, we don't see how far the Lands of Winter extend. We don't see how far Sartorios and also Essos extend, even in those map books. It's not. It's still not complete. Whether it will ever be complete is a totally different question as well. All right. So when Debo breaks down the door, asks, after this, I'm going to chill. What will you ever get around to reviewing the rest of season 7 episode? Honestly speaking, I don't know. Like I look, man. I'll be honest with you. YouTube has been a task for me as of late. Other than doing this, like if you notice, I haven't really done any other videos. You know, YouTube as of late has kind of really been hammering down on creators, and it makes the creative process a little less fun. And yeah, it's kind. It seems like a task, and look, I got other things outside of YouTube that are paying me very well. So when I do this to interact with everybody who comes to chat with me, and have fun with the people who like this story. But I don't know, man. If enough people request it, then I'll go back and I'll review them. But honestly speaking, honestly speaking, I was kind of discouraged by just things that YouTube is doing as of late. So it's not anything to do with any people who watch the videos or whatever. It's YouTube, and they really made making videos a thankless task. So. Okay, so from Paco H, what did you think of the Last Jedi trailer? Um, I like the Last Jedi trailer, the newest one. The whatchamacallit, the thing with at the end with Rey and Kylo kind of getting up together. I'm like, yo, I want to see what that's going to be about. Because personally, I think that Kylo Ren might wind up killing Snoke. I could see him killing Snoke, and the two of them just kind of being like, oh, Luke Skywalker was a flop. Snoke was a flop. We don't even know what the two of us are fighting for. Yo, let's go out and try to make a new galaxy for the two of us then, which would be kind of crazy. People were talking about Raylo, hashtag Raylo. So who knows, man? Let's see. All right, from Ricky Hunt. Why did George change Daenerys' childhood, Tyrosh to Bravos? He originally had Dany and Viserys grow up, and Tyrosh, uh, he had the red door and a lemon tree, and Tyrosh. Why the change? Um, I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea. That's yeah. I honestly have no idea. That's maybe there's something more about Daenerys' past, that we're supposed to question. You know, because I mean, we hear about lemon trees only growing in Dorne, and so maybe she was in Dorne for a little while and didn't realize it. You know, um, yeah. I mean, maybe that there's so much about this story that is called into question, man. That's you know, it's the reason why I don't have any damn hair. Worrying about stuff in this damn story. Oh my god. Yeah, so I honestly, yeah, I have no idea, man. I don't know. All right, so let's see here. From Marilyn Bentley, two-part question. One, will you watch or read any season 8 spoilers? She's staying away. And two, predictions on the first character death in season 8. Um, so All right, so as far as the season 8 spoiler stuff, um, I've watched a couple of videos, uh, like maybe two or three, and I was actually going to try to do a deep dive into that and maybe try to dissect some of that stuff. Uh, Honestly speaking, I don't even remember what I don't even remember what like half of the stuff said, or more than half, because the video that I watched, the couple of videos I watched were from some channel that instead of them using their actual voice, they used the computer voice, and when they typed it in, like whatever they typed in, it wasn't the actual characters' names, so everything sounded totally messed up. And I'm just like, it was a confusing mess. So I'm sitting there like, I don't even know what the hell this is. The only thing that I remember was that it got to the end, and the one thing they were saying, like, they didn't, like, it went through the whole thing of what they were supposedly for season 8, and at this point I don't believe it, because apparently they've taken like crazy measures to make sure that none of this stuff gets leaked now. Um, but the one thing that I remember sticking out was that they never explained how the Night King got defeated. And I was like, yeah, if you're gonna have this thing was supposedly the whole leak, how did like that like how do you not have that? So it's not a spoiler to say that that the supposed spoilers didn't have the Night King, like how the Night King got defeated. Um but as far as first death in season 8, um man, first death in season 8. You know what? I'm gonna say, and again, this is not from what I saw in those couple of videos or whatever. Because, like I said, the only thing that I do remember is them not saying how the Night King got defeated. Uh, I'm gonna say Grey Worm. Um, yeah, I'm gonna say Grey Worm. I'm gonna say Grey Worm. I think he's gonna wind up dying. When they get hit by the White Walkers. If not Grey Worm, then if not Grey Worm, Beric Dondarrion. I think one of those two are the first ones to die. Because I don't see it like any like as far as named characters or people that we really are invested in. It's, for me, either Grey Worm or Beric Dondarrion, or someone we haven't seen in a while that I thought was probably going to wind up dying this season, Dolorous Ed, Mr. Lord Commander of the Night's Watch. So yeah, out of the people I think could die, first deaths are they going to be Dolorous Ed, Beric Dondarrion, or Grey Worm? And out of those three, the most likely is Dolorous Ed. I think Beric Dondarrion still might have a couple of things to do, and Grey Worm, if he's gonna die, will probably be like episode 3, episode what? They got 6 episodes. Let's say episode 3. All right, all right, all right. Let's see here. Let's see here. Let's see. Alright, so another Q&A question from when Debo breaks down the door. I know everyone said I would. Let's see. I know I said I would chill, but George didn't want Vargo change. Why did he allow Lemon Cloak to be changed so much? Okay, so look. I think that by that time, because you're talking about season 6. Yeah, season 6. George wasn't necessarily that involved by then. So, I like by season 5, he had written the last episode he was going to write because he was like, I need to go focus on the Winds of Winter and the Dream of Spring. So by season 6, it's kind of, cool. George isn't here to tell us what we can and can't do with these characters. We're gonna make Lemon Cloak a brigand who goes out and fucking kills this dude's friends, the Hound's friend, Septon Ray, instead of it being Septon Maribald. Yeah, so I think that was the thing because George just wasn't involved anymore. He stepped away and is writing, or at least supposedly, working on the books. So it's like he just wasn't involved. Okay, so from Lord of the Last Heart, he says when you film outside for the majority of the show, it's impossible to keep people from seeing the filming. Well, apparently though, from what I'm hearing, they're talking about they're supposed to be literally sending out anti-drone hawks. That is, and I'm serious. That is the thing I saw online is that they're sending out anti-drone, like they're gonna be having hawks that are gonna be trained to bring down drones from the filming location. Now it could be somebody playing like some super prank or something like that, but I remember seeing that like maybe 2 or 3 days ago. It was like they're gonna have eagles or hawks or something. It was like Game of Thrones goes Lord of the Rings, and that was like the title of the article. Game of Thrones goes Lord of the Rings, and you see like an eagle or a hawk bringing down a drone. So hey, if they have birds that are literally it's like you know what's Stannis' bird? Proudwing, Proudwing, bring that to me. So bringing down a drone. Hey, listen, I think after a while, cause you got to figure those drones, on the low end cost a couple of $100. On the high end, might be a few $1,000s, especially depending on what kind of camera you got. Yo, you see a hawk come through and start tearing up your drone. Oh, like, all right, you guys really don't want me filming. Let me chill. I just lost, $2,000, $3,000 on this crazy drone setup. And what are you gonna say? Because I mean, like, you can't prove that it was Game of Thrones people sending the hawk in to destroy your equipment. It's a hawk. It's a bird. How would you be able to prove that? Like, oh, I went to go and film the Game of Thrones secret location, and they sent the bird to destroy my gear. Like, imagine you going into a police station and saying that. Imagine saying, yes, I went to go film Game of Thrones during their secret filming, and they sent a hawk or an eagle to destroy my drone. Yo, I'm sorry. Like, all right, so they're over in Ireland or England or whatever. Yo, if I'm an officer at Scotland Yard or whatever they have, yo, I'm laughing you out of the station. You are getting laughed out of the station so hard. Like, yo, man, nah, chill. I can't even take you serious. You said they sent a bird to come and destroy your drone. Come on, man. Yo, get the fuck out of here. Just leave. Nope, nope, nope. Get out of here. Get out of here. Oh my god. Oh man. Oh my god. All right. So next one from Ricky Hunt. How will Danny react to Brown Ben changing sides again? Let's see. Will she forgive him for betraying her, or choose not to trust him? Yo, she might burn him alive, man. She might. I mean, unless Tyrion is really that good at convincing, her. Like, yo, nah, man, we can trust this dude. She might want to burn him alive, and he would deserve it. You know. Let's see here. All right, so next up, also from Ricky Hunt, will House Tarly and Rowan declare for Aegon? I think so. Yeah. Yeah. I think so. I think we will actually see. We'll see that in the books that they will declare for Aegon, because look, man, there's a lot of people who never really liked Robert being. They never liked the idea of Robert Baratheon being king, and now with this whole thing, like, it's basically Lannister dynasty. A lot of people don't like the Lannisters. So yeah, I could definitely see them being like, "Oh, okay, cool. We got the dude who should have been here in the first place. Yeah, cool. Let's do this." Yeah, so I could definitely see them going and jumping to Aegon's side. And another one from Ricky Hunt. He is the master of the questions for the chat. Will you watch or film yourself watching Game of Thrones again? I remember you filmed yourself watching Hard Home. So reaction videos. I thought about doing reactions. Um, I thought about doing reactions this year. Maybe I'll do them for next year. You know what? Yeah, yeah. It's only 6 episodes, but the thing about it, so like, in season 5, I believe, or season 4, season 5. I think it was season 5. I was I started watching with a bunch of people. Oh, shout out to Leslie Powell. Have a good night. But yeah, I saw a bunch of people. I mean, no, not saw a bunch of people. I started watching with a bunch of people at a bar on Sundays, and then when season 6 came around, um, I stopped doing that to do the live streams with the watch. We did that for season 6 and season 7. Um, and I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if I want to do um like, if I do the, yeah, because I want to watch with the group that I was watching it with. Because right now, like, it's me at home by myself. I'd rather watch with a group of people, discuss it and then yell at them about how stupid they are for thinking some of that stuff is cool. I do that sometimes. uh, but at the same point, I like doing the after shows with the watch. Also, I would like to record reaction. So I don't know, man. I gotta figure it out for this coming season. I got a lot of time to do it, and I don't want to do any fake reactions. And if I do it with a group of people, I obviously I gotta get their permission to film for a reaction, because it would look weird me with a group of people and I'm the only one with a camera on me for reaction. That would be so damn weird. Oh, video game Vision Quest. What's going on? Oh man, oh man. All right. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. So this will be the last one because I'm realizing I'm like, yeah, I'm at like 2 hours right now with this. But so last one from Ricky Hunt before I call it a night. There's the story of Proudwing foreshadows how Stannis will fall in his attempt to take the throne. His bird flew no higher than the trees, yet Robert's flew higher and had no limit. Um, yeah, I mean, I guess. I mean, look, unfortunately, Stannis is the middle child. I mean, man, see, because then it's the whole point of will Stannis become king? And it's funny, you get the supporters who say Stannis is the one true king. I don't know. That is a good question. I honestly, I don't know. I honestly am not sure what to think about that one. Does Stannis deserve more? Stannis deserves more. Yes. Will he get more? That I don't know. So, but it could foreshadow. It could be foreshadowing, or it could just be one of those things just to show how bad Stannis has always had it. It's like even his bird, you know, like even his bird got the short end of the stick. Oh man. All right. Damn. A couple more questions popped up, so I'm gonna try to take these real quick before I go. All right. So from when Debo breaks down the door. Let's see here. So do you think Varys is truly loyal to Aegon, and if so, why? All right. So Varys, if he is a Blackfire, and if Aegon is a Blackfire, then he is loyal to the Blackfire cause. And with Varys being, Spider, Master, Whisperers, all that other good stuff, it's probably his way of doing a Blackfire rebellion in a way that gets him on the throne without having to actually have this big open rebellion. So it's one of those kind of secret things where it's like, yeah, this dude is a Blackfire, and the Blackfires actually got to take the throne, but nobody knows it. So yeah, if we're going by that logic, then yeah, he's a Blackfire. He's loyal to Aegon, but that's if this whole thing is true. So we'll have to see what's up with that. All right, and shout out to G Math. All right, so look, last questions, and maybe who knows? I might, what I might do an impromptu opinion or something like that tomorrow or over the weekend. Who knows? But yeah, shout out to G Math. But yeah, damn it, why is there another question? Just pop up, and I just kick my chair. Let's see here. All right, so these last two from video game Vision Quest. What part of the story are you most intrigued by right now? So most the part of the story that I'm most intrigued by right now is the come on, what is this guy's name? Oh, the Euron Greyjoy thing. Like where has he been? Does that dragon binder horn actually really work? How the hell did he get a Valyrian steel suit of armor? Does he have a Valyrian steel helmet as well? Yeah, all that good stuff. Well, yeah, anything surrounding Euron right now. Okay, I guess I'm gonna have to type this in. God damn it, no. Oh man. Hold on. All right, there we go. All right, so yeah, that's the part that I'm most inspired by right now, um, or most intrigued by right now is the whole Euron thing. All right, another one from video game Vision Quest. Do you think Blood Raven still hates Blackfires? No, I don't. Look, I don't even think that Blood Raven ever hated Blackfires. It's just the whole thing of, look, I got a job to do. The Blackfires are kind of fucking things up, so I can't abide by them fucking things up. I don't even think it was a hate thing. I think Bittersteel hated Bloodraven, but I don't think Bloodraven hated Bittersteel or Damon Blackfire. I think it was just a thing of like, look, I got a job to do, and I can't let these dudes screw things up for me. That happens. Top 400 characters. Ion Tron. Here you go. All of them. Okay, all of them. I'm not even sure if there are 400 characters here. All the characters. All right. Look. Last, last, last question from When Debo Breaks Down the Door. Can George really fit? Let's see. Can George really fit all of the revelations he set up into 2 novels? Possibly. I mean, it's very possible that he could. I mean, those would just be long books. I mean, but then again, we're expecting them to be long, right? Like if it wasn't long, it wouldn't be a Song of Ice and Fire. This is epic, epic fantasy at its best. So, yeah. All right, GMAP. Since you came late, I will honor yours as the absolute last. Sons of the Dragon live stream next. You know what? Yeah, maybe I'll do a live review of Sons of the Dragon. Like I said, I like the story a lot. I think it's a cool thing. And also, I'm gonna be trying to do something with other members of the Hypes Watch. Because yeah, it's a cool thing. So who knows? Maybe Friday or Saturday. Maybe Friday or Saturday, I will do a review of Sons of the Dragon, and it'll be a live stream, all that other good stuff. All right. Anyway, yeah, it has been like 2 hours and some change. I got work to do as always, because me, I'm always working. So, look, I will catch you guys obviously next week for another Ice and Fire opinion. Possibly this weekend for Sons of the Dragon. Not sure what character I'm doing next week. But as always, leave it in the comments. Yeah, because I have no idea which one I'm doing next week. But I'd like to thank everybody who joined me live tonight. I'd like to thank all of you who will watch later, all 5 people. Yo, it's crazy. Look, man, I got 3,200 subscribers, and on average, my videos get about 200 views. Because YouTube does absolutely nothing to promote them. And then also my last 2 videos, last 2 live streams I did, YouTube demonetized, not suitable for advertisers. So yeah, no, sorry, let's see here. We got Hot Pie that got demonetized, and Craster that got demonetized. So yeah, and when your videos get demonetized, YouTube does not promote them. So 3,200 subscribers, 200 views. Go figure. But I do this for you guys who join me every week. because you guys will make this fun and enjoyable. So, shout out to all of those who joined me live. Shout out to the 5 people who will watch this later on. And I know it's more than 5, but that's what it feels like. Fucking. Anyway, look, you already know the deal. Be back next Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern, unless something comes up. Maybe this weekend, Sons of the Dragon, like I said before. Yeah, and as always, rate, comment, subscribe, share, tell your friends, and come back for more. That has been my time. And this is Don Willie saying, Valador Harris.